When we talk about something that's luxurious, sometimes we'll think about things like an Hermes bag or, name brand fashion statements. Luxury can mean, a lot of different things to a lot of different people. When it comes to interior design, there is this beautiful elegance that comes with quiet luxury. The way I see this is when we think about brands that are all splashy, that's the loud luxury. I got money and I'm wearing it on everything. But then there's that quiet understated where it's upper class, it's luxury, but it's not so in your face. You might not be able to discern whether that's very affordable or very expensive, but it's pulled together in a way that gives you that feeling of luxury. That's what we're covering today in our design video, where we're talking about our interior spaces and how we can achieve quiet luxury. So what is quiet luxury? Quiet luxury celebrates the elegance, simplicity, and sense of calm. Unlike traditional luxury, it really emphasizes understated beauty and harmonious ambiance throughout a space. So today we're going to see how do we get quiet luxury into your home. So we want to think about creating an environment that exudes tranquility and sophistication. We really don't want it to overwhelm our senses. So we want to find the beauty in something that's simple and embracing that notion that less is more. So one of the foundations for your quiet, luxurious space is to create an open floor plan. Now, this can happen in many ways. You could have a home that already has a fairly open floor plan. So you would want to make sure you maximize that space by allowing it to feel seamless, limiting clutter and having that sense of freedom throughout the space is really key. However, if you are looking at renovating a space to make it feel more open, you may want to consider removing additional walls that aren't really needed, that really stop the flow of your space. Quiet luxury really does speak to having this abundance of space. Even if you have a small footprint, having more open space will still give it a more luxurious feeling. It's funny, as much as we say less is more with this look, it is the sense of expanse within luxury. You have so much space kind of, not taken up with things. It gives the space, room to breathe. That all really helps add into the feeling of this quiet luxury aesthetic that we're going for. So when we're thinking about our space, we also need to think about what type of colors are we bringing into this space. Now, when we're talking about our color palette and materials, we want to think about with quiet luxury, muted tones, neutrals, earthy hues. These colors really are going to invoke a sense of tranquility and warmth. You want to complement these colors with natural materials like woods and stones and textiles that add texture and a connection to nature. I find that when you're able to bring in a bit of that tactile quality, it will elevate the overall experience. Whether you love her or hate her, it reminds me of that aesthetic that we see in fashion. Kim K is a really, really good example for this. She tends to do the same tone on tone within her outfits, and it does have this beautiful understated quality. We all know she has money for days. She's not hurting for anything, and everything is probably very, very high end. But she's got that quiet luxury statement in her dressing aesthetic, or at least she did at one point. I don't know really what she's up to these days. I don't really follow celebrities, but that being said, I feel like that's a really good visual representation in like the human form of what quiet luxury can be like, and we can mimic this with our colors and aesthetics in an interior space. So similarly to that analogy is when we're thinking about the furniture that we bring into our quiet, luxurious space, we really want to think about bringing in things that are more minimalist in style. So clean lines, unobtrusive details, really that sense of refined simplicity. It's really not about having an abundance of furniture, but rather choosing those pieces that exude quality and craftsmanship, quality over quantity when it comes to quiet luxury. I feel like I've mentioned this many times, but lighting, of course, is crucial for any interior space to really have a sense of depth and style to it because it creates ambiance and it can emote lots of different feelings. Quiet luxury is no different. It plays a crucial role in setting the right ambiance. Natural light, of course, is really valued in a quiet luxury design, so you want to maximize it whenever possible. So you also want to think about bringing in some soft lighting into your space. You can even think about stuff like smart lighting systems that will allow you to adjust the mood and create a soothing atmosphere. There's so many interesting different techie things on the market now where you can actually adjust it right on your phone, have different lighting levels, from dimmable, natural looking light, colored light. So you could look at bringing in something that will really add to the feel of the space. And it's something that's subtle and can be done in a really quiet way that will just completely change the impact of your space through lighting. And the way that you really enhance your lighting experience is to actually think about layering your lighting. So I've done a few different videos on that, but we get into that ambient, accent, and task lighting. So you really want to think about bringing in all of those layers into your quiet, luxurious space to optimize it for its absolute best lighting visual display. So one of the fun parts about your luxurious space is really thinking about those accessories and those details. It's really important that you think about using quality finishes. So thinking about your hardware, for example, you really want to use beautiful and well-crafted hardware. You want to think about something that's very simple and timeless in aesthetic, but definitely has a leveled up feeling of luxury and sophistication. You don't want to forget about things like door handles or cabinet pulls. Those small details make a huge impact to the overall design and aesthetic of the space. I've often said the hardware within your home is like the jewelry and accent pieces. Just like with a well put together outfit, we don't want the jewelry to be wearing us, we want to wear the jewelry. So we have to think about the same with our space. Thinking about keeping things consistent in the same material and finishes throughout, and having that similar sense of elegance and simplicity throughout all of your hardware so that they all work together and create a cohesive look. I think the key takeaway is when you're trying to create a quiet, luxurious space, you really want to focus on less is more. So you want to start by decluttering and creating more open spaces. Bring in that nice neutral color palette with the touches of warmth, adding in that layering, but layering in very similar tones and feelings, and adding the texture through different types of materials and finishes more than patterning and overly obtruse visual stimulation. We want to think about choosing furniture and decor with clean lines and minimal embellishments. We also want to pay attention to our lighting, creating layers, soft ambient light, and focusing on those details from high quality finishes and well-crafted accessories. When we're thinking about that minimalist aesthetic, I do have an entire video on it. I've just linked it up here for you. You can jump over and check that video next for more tips on a minimalist interior design style.